Hey folks, welcome to today's The Untitled Trader YouTube live show for a Monday. My voice has, in the meantime, gotten a little bit better, although I think I've actually gotten a little bit more ill. Anyway, I think I'm okay. I'll probably back about 75% or so. Anyway, we're going to talk about today is how to measure profit targets in your trading activities. Now, a lot of people will probably think, oh, you just kind of randomly, pick them with no real measurements, but it actually is a way to profit or to come up with profit targets. Now, what I'm going to show you, exactly how to do it, how I do it. What I'm going to show you here is very much for swing trading. You can use this intraday as well if you happen to be a day trader. I'm not a day trader. There's a very specific reason for that. But you can use it intraday as well. It works very well as well. But I'm going to show you guys how this works from a medium-term perspective. And by the way, this also works for the longer term, okay? So I'm going to show you a very simple tool. Let me flip around the camera and let's do this real quick. All right, so what I have here, just to illustrate this, I'm going to use the S&P 500 once I've got the camera thing here positioned. And what you're going to see here is the S&P 500. Now, what we're going to show you here is a very simple tool called a Fibonacci retracement tool, all right? And now I actually think for the most part, people that use this stuff make it much too complicated because it becomes, quite frankly, in my opinion, ultimately becomes a very random walk when using this tool. However, I'm going to show you to me what is the highest probability way of using it, and that's the following. So grab your chart, whatever this is. Today we're looking at the S&P 500, the SPY ETF, as you can see by the ticker up here. This happens to be the Think or Swim platform. I'm not endorsing them, by the way. I don't have any deal with them. I'm just telling you that's what I'm using here for these illustration purposes. And then what you're going to do, you're going to grab a Fibonacci retracement tool. Every platform is different for that, but you just click on it. In this case, there's a little tool here. And then what you do is you take the low end of a swing. In this case, I'm taking the low of the S&P 500 February lows. I pull it up to the highs, okay? And I'm actually going to make this a little bit, here we go. That's pretty good. All right, so I measured it up to the highs, okay? And then you can see we retraced basically 50%. All right, so from this move down here in at the February lows up to the February highs, okay, which was around 278 on the SPY ETF-ish, all right, we then retraced 50%. You might be able to see this 50% mark. So we went up, okay, initial rally, and then we retraced 50%. So we then went back, i.e. retraced 50% of this move. Now, as you can see right now, we're basically back to those February highs. A very simple upside profit target to me, and I use this really quite a lot, is what's called the 23.6% Fibonacci extension. Now, if this is too complicated, maybe get familiar a little bit with Fibonacci, but it really is super simple, okay? And most tools already have this embedded. So all I do is I measure this move here, okay? And then once we've had a retracement and a higher low has been put in place, then we can start seeing what the next upside target is. In this case, it roughly comes out to be about 285, 86 on the SPY ETF, which, by the way, just so you know, more or less is also about the January highs. So I'm not saying this is going to 100% happen, but a lot of the times when you see a higher low being put in, and the 23.6% extension, meaning if you take 23.6% from the highs here of this move, you take 23.6 of this move and you add it to the top of here, you get to, in this case, this level here, which is about 286.5 or 286, let's call it, more or less. All right, so that's a very simple tool. It doesn't have, that's not the final upside target necessarily, but to me, that's a very conservative way. It's a very consistent way of using Fibonacci profit targets on a daily basis. Now, you can, just so you know, you can, like I said before, also use this intraday. It works very well intraday. Again, I'm not a day trader, and I'll talk about another time why I don't day trade. There's a very specific reason for that. I like to keep the odds in my favor. But this does work intraday, so if you are swinging that way, by all means, use that. And also long-term, it works very, very well. Of course, you have to give it long-term trends a much more breathing room, but ultimately, it's the profit targets that work out very well. If you guys enjoyed this, please give us a thumbs up like. If you want to subscribe, or please let everyone know about our YouTube. We do literally daily shows here around 9 a.m. Eastern time. Hope you guys enjoyed it, folks, and wish you guys a good day. I'll see you in the next YouTube Live.